All right, Jason, you want to rock and roll? Looks like we've got about 172 people on here. Awesome. I see some thumbs up
Perfect.
in the crowd here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. Let's go ahead and get things started. So good morning, everyone, and thanks for attending the second official Connect Your DRX and RetireFlow Integration Partnership launch webinar. So we're very pleased that the integration has now been live for just about 2 weeks on all Connect Your DRX Plan Compare One and Plan Compare Edge platforms. And the early feedback we're getting from agents and how we're making their lives easier has been really incredible. And you know, soon to be, this integration will also be available on Connect Your DRX's Plan Compare Edge for Independent Agent platform that will be rolling out at the end of next month. So we'll be talking more about that just a little bit later on in the webinar. But on today's webinar, we will be covering a little bit of background on Connect Your DRX as well as RetireFlow. We'll discuss the value that this integration partnership brings to agents and ultimately the beneficiaries that they serve in the lead up to what's sure to be a very, very busy AEP and beyond. We're actually going to go through a live interactive demo of how the integration works today between the two platforms. We'll talk a little bit about how you can get signed up in your existing Connect Your DRX platforms. That is, again, live for the last 2 weeks. And then how you can get in touch with either Connect Your DRX or RetireFlow to learn more and set up a demo on your own as well. So my name is Jason Schmidtgens. I'm a Director of Strategic Accounts with Connect Your DRX. I've been with the company for about 6.5 years, and I'm proud to serve many of our FMO, agency, and health plan partners across the country. I'm very pleased to be presenting today with my good friend, the founder and president of RetireFlow, Dalton Miller. Dalton?
Yeah. Hey, Jason. I'm very excited. We got 201 participants on here. And so that's fantastic. And I also wanted to, say thank you to Jason Schmidtgens personally. He and I have been on tour a little bit together talking about this integration, how cool it is. And I have referred to us, much to Jason's behest as the Retention Brothers, because we're very passionate about helping clients or helping agents grow their businesses and retain their book of business as well. But a little background on me. I come from Columbus, Ohio. I went to the Ohio State University. I see so many names on here that I recognize. For all you Michigan folks, I'm glad you tuned in. A little bit of background on why we did this and what RetireFlow is. I come from an agency myself. I started working for my dad's Medicare agency, who is on here today, tuning into this. His name is Scott Miller. About 5 years ago, I started working for him for about 5 years ago, and we've got a small LOA shop. There's about 7 or 8 writing agents on our team, but my dad's been at it for a pretty long time. We've grown to serve approximately 23,000 seniors with a Medicare Advantage or Medicare supplement policy. And that's a lot of people. We're really proud to do that. But we don't have a big team. And so we created this problem for ourselves. And that problem was all of our clients would call us every AEP and ask us the exact same question, which is, Joe Namath says there's something better out there. What you got? Or am I still good on the plan that I'm on? And the call volume was crushing. We were going to have to hire additional payroll to manage it, or we were going to develop something. And we developed RetireFlow, as you're going to see it today. And we serve thousands of agents across the country. Many of you have existing RetireFlow accounts, which we're very, very proud of. But into this big launch, we launched it about 10 months ago, and we're serving all these folks. And I kept hearing the same thing over and over again, which was, wow, Dalton, I think your product's pretty slick, but wouldn't it be cooler if it automatically went into my Connect Your platform where I could use it to quote and enroll? Well, that's what we're excited to talk about today. So RetireFlow at its core, what the heck this thing is for folks who don't know anything about it is RetireFlow is an online survey that you can send to your clients and prospects in advance of a meeting. It takes them on average about 8 minutes to complete. That's it. The font is humongous. It asks one question at a time. It's incredibly easy for seniors to complete. And I don't want to sound disparaging when I talk about seniors and the font being big, but y'all know as well as I do that if it's not easy, they just ain't gonna do it. And when your clients and prospects answer that 8-minute survey, you get 3 things. One, you get a list of that client's prescriptions, doctors, hospitals, pharmacies. On those prescriptions, they're spelled correctly every time: dosage, quantity, frequency, package, and if it's the brand of the generic, everything you need to go right into Connecture and start running quotes. The second thing you get, because our survey has been approved by CMS via the HPMS system, in the federal government's eyes, you now have achieved permission to contact with that client. So it's great for your new folks too. And then lastly, the final question in our survey is a scope of appointment form. And there's a lot of services out there that provide scopes, and that's okay. But the reason that we do it is because, let's say you're meeting with a client next Thursday. You got an appointment on the books. You say, hey, Susie Senior, that's what I call everybody, I'm looking forward to our meeting. I need you to complete this survey by next Tuesday. That's going to give you a compliant scope, which is great. But more importantly, it's going to give you those drugs, doctors, hospitals, pharmacies at least 2 days in advance. So you can do all of that planned research, show up locked and loaded, quotes in hand. And for folks who get to participate in this very cool integration, that system is even easier. There are 2 major hallmarks about our system. This is a big, long list of why the heck you should use RetireFlow, and I'm sure that many of our users can vouch. It's a game-changing tool. But there are 2 main reasons that RetireFlow excels amongst any sort of intake form that exists out there in the planet. One, when you send this to your clients or prospects, the best thing about RetireFlow, the reason why we are a new business and retention machine, is that your clients or prospects do not have to have a username or a password or a code, none of that stuff, to complete the survey. I'm 28 years old. Jason, I think you might have a year on me. We're sub 30. We don't like usernames and passwords either. Seniors don't do well with that stuff, neither do we. So we wanted to create the best possible scenario for you to simply send the survey. Your senior clients click the link, they answer the questions, they're done. That's it. And then whenever your clients complete that survey on retireflow.com, in the background, we're going to produce for you a secure and CMS approved record of your client's answers. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you meet with Susie Senior and she tells you that she takes atorvastatin and Advair. Those are her 2 prescriptions. You enroll her in a plan, everything's fine. 6 months later, grievance filed against you from her insurance company, which I'm sure has happened to much people on this call. And that grievance says you didn't do a good enough job explaining whether Susie's Eliquis was covered. And you think to yourself, Susie never told me she took Eliquis. You know, sometimes our senior clients are forgetful. It happens. Now with RetireFlow, you've got a time-stamped CMS approved record of Susie's answers to those questions. You can send that document in, make that grievance unfounded. And then the last thing I like to poke fun, and I'll go back for me one, Jason, is that last bullet is historically agents are mailing out big letters in advance of AEP, expecting their clients to mail something back to them with this data, which it offers a whole bunch of security issues in and of itself. But on July 14th, which was no more than 2 weeks ago, the cost of stamps just went up. Okay, it went up even more, and the cost of stamps keeps going up. I don't really see it stopping every time. You know, they say, "Oh, we're not going to increase it anymore." This system is designed so that way you can go out and collect this data. You don't have to mail out a big mailer in advance of AEP anymore. We made this so simple that even the clients on your elderly side of your book are able to complete this. If they've got access to the internet, they can do it. So with that, Jason, I'm sorry to steal any thunder I might have taken from you.
No worries at all. I appreciate all the all the background there, Dalton. And for those that are not familiar with Connecture DRX, we're a Medicare shopping, quoting, and enrollment platform, the leader in the industry. We power many of the FMO platforms out there with our Plan Compare One platform, as well as the health plans that leverage our technology, and also smaller to mid-sized agencies in today's state with our Plan Compare Edge platform. And like I said at the beginning, soon to be our direct to agent Plan Compare Edge for agent platform. But we really envision this integration partnership as a way to make agents' lives efficient and really be able to best provide plan recommendations for their clients as easily as possible. So we see it as a really 3 clicks or 3 steps to an enrollment. So you send out that RetireFlow survey. You'll do that to either create a new member profile if they do not exist in your Connection DRX instance, or you can update those profiles that have already been in there that you've been working with for years. So you're going to get that clean, healthy data for whether it be a brand new prospect or a client that you've worked with for a long time. From there, as Dalton mentioned, you'll be able to do that pre-appointment work and run quotes and have all of that information and recommendations ready to go at the time of your appointment. And lastly, the enrollment. So really excited about the efficiencies that we're bringing to agents. And again, we're ultimately all in this to best serve the senior population, some of the most difficult decisions that they make in their life, which is their Medicare plan choices. So
Can I say something, Jason, about
yeah,
the team really quick?
of course.
What you're seeing here, this is a game changer. With what's coming this annual enrollment period, we anticipate shopping to be up 70 to 80% amongst your beneficiaries. If your clients are going to want to shop, what are the things you need to know about them? And you got to get up-to-date drug lists, doctor lists, pharmacies, and hospitals, but you also got to get a scope. And there are alternative enrollment platforms out there that exist on the planet. None of them are moving like this. This is the team at Connecture not only leverages has arguably the widest group of carrier relationships across all platforms, but they're forward thinkers, and they designed a system that is absolutely deadly in advance of AEP to back you up. You know, there are all kinds of people who want you to sign up for all kinds of software platforms that do X, Y, and Z. This is an integral part of your day-to-day life. Sitting with people, I know that much of our days as Medicare agents is exchanging drug lists and running quotes. This is a game-changing way to do that. So we're really, really excited, and I can't thank the industry leaders at Connecture enough for this. I mean, these guys are ahead of the game, and if you're not using Connecture, you need to find a way to do so in short order, because that way you're locked and loaded for this AEP. But our integration with Connecture works in 2 different instances. I want everybody to be very cognizant of this. This is kind of the bread and butter of this presentation here. This is the meat and potatoes of it. That's every meal on the plate. I think every food on the plate, bread and butter and meat and potatoes. Anyways, this is the important part. Our system works inside of Connecture in 2 different instances. Instance 1, you're meeting with a client you've never met before, a prospect, somebody who you know, who you're going to enroll in a plan, offer your Medicare guidance to. You don't know anything about them. You don't know their address. You don't know their zip, their county. You don't know what prescriptions they take, or doctors or hospitals or anything like that. You don't have a scope. You can send that client, or that prospect, I should say, a survey. It takes them 8 minutes to complete. And when they complete that survey, you get a brand new profile in your Connecture platform with that client's drugs, doctors, hospitals, pharmacies, contact information, and assigned scope before you've ever met them. It also works. That's instance 1, pretty deadly in and of itself. Instance 2, what about those folks that you already have inside of your Connecture platform? Folks that maybe you worked with 3 years ago, who you've got an out-of-date list of their prescriptions for, and you have an old scope that's out of date, and they want to